Footy is back. G'day, I'm St Kilda legend Aussie Jones. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm Jaymz Clements. This is the AFL Today Show, your new favourite one-stop shop for the greatest game of the world. That's right, Aussie Rules Footy. Simple as that. Joining me for this Midweek Madness show, as per usual, there's a dingus over there. His name's Alex. What's going on, Alex?
I'm here, but I'm not the important one this week.
No, you're not.
No.
We've got a couple of dudes just fresh off a 93-point Division 12 Ressies loss. That's all right. It's Checkers and Srey from Marmalade. What's going on, boys?
Thanks for having us.
Good.
What was it, 4 points? What was it, your SuperCoach premium
ranking
points?
Oh,
the
yeah, I
ranking
had 4
points,
ranking
Srey.
points, yeah. They put in Chasers as a stat, which didn't look good.
Don't you get points for them?
No, and my 1 free against they put in as well. So
That's
thanks,
tough.
boys.
I feel like you can run onto the field and get 4 ranking points,
Yeah.
can't you?
Well, that's what I thought, but apparently not.
Tough scenes. But we do have the guys here for this full show, which is fun as it is the Midweek Madness show. We're just going to do a bit of news, a bit of yeah-nahs. But the cool thing is we'll throw in some big calls and we'll talk about our 5 favourite cult heroes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually just going to do all Carlton ones. Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
just heads up.
You're just going to name dudes?
I'm just going to name all my favourite 5 Carlton cult heroes of all time. Simple as that. But the cool thing is, remember to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Check out all the old socials over there. Who did you rank top this week in your power rankings? Quick.
I had the Swans and Giants still in the top 2.
From Sydney. Go figure it out. What a joke.
I mean, they're not frauds at least.
Yeah. Anyway, who would you power rank at the top at the moment, gentlemen?
It's got to be the Swans. Has to be the Swans.
The top of the ladder. I want to go the Cats.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they were in there too. So the flag hunters
Fresh off
were,
a loss, but
They played horribly and still only lost by a kick.
yeah.
At the bottom of your rankings, I keep meaning to give you some tips.
Yeah.
Because I'm very good at that.
Oh, okay.
It should be the second bottom one should be North Melbourne.
Yeah.
And the bottom one should be West Coast.
West Coast
And
are better than North.
But that's the joke. The ranking is then in the North Melbourne section, it's West Coast, and then in the North Melbourne section, it's North Melbourne.
If you watched it in round 3, I put I put North Melbourne in the West Coast slot, and then West Coast actually started playing good footy, so
Now-
they're moving up.
That's some good tips. All right, news. Bevo, is he on his last legs? What's going on?
If they lose to Richmond this weekend, there may be a snap press conference on Monday.
Sam Draper just sitting somewhere going, nailed it.
Yeah.
We can't talk about it. Sam Draper got banished from his podcast for a few weeks.
Banned
So
from the 200 Plus
he's got a
podcast
4-week ban.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a self-imposed one, but by Essendon.
So if anyone brings up Bevo, you get him for 4 weeks. It's
That's our whole show.
AFL standard.
Our whole show is Bevo
gosh.
jokes.
Michael Christian has set the rules.
I know where Michael Christian's farm is. We can go talk to him.
Yeah, I'm screwed with the good bloke rule as well because I'm a crap bloke and I'm just ragging on Bevo. Christian's going to have me out for like 2 months. Stats guy is going to jump on and host the show.
He's not a good bloke.
But Sam Draper, Stats boys is trying to get some licks in. But the Sam Draper thing is hilarious. Like getting knocked off your own podcast for saying something that might ultimately be proven completely true is the funniest thing in the world. Anyway, what was it? Gardner and McCarthy both did ACLs.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What's that, like 6 in the last 12 months for Brisbane?
Yeah.
That's pretty crook.
Yeah.
It's that Gabbard grass, isn't it? Matty Rowell wouldn't even eat it. He had a shocking game last week.
It's the firm deck. It's too firm.
Too firm.
I reckon it's the worst ground in the AFL.
Is it the tilt? I heard someone say that the
it's on a
tilt
hill.
can play with your hips
Oh, there you go.
and play with your knees.
It's like me when I go for a run on my old broken treadmill. I come off and go, oh no, I hurt everywhere. A, it's because I'm really old, but B, it's because I've got it like this and I had a broken bit in the middle.
I am going to the Gabba in 6 weeks. I'll try and get down to ground level and see if there's this
Do
tilt.
a couple of laps.
It's almost on a hill.
Really?
Yeah, you can't see if you're sitting on one wing, you can't see the other wing.
It's sort of like the SCG. It's a bit like that too on the far wing as well.
You know whose fault this is? Powderfinger. It's always Powderfinger's fault. Like, when anything to do with Brisbane, it's Powderfinger's fault.
righto.
I'm coming for you, Burnley Flanley. Essendon came out this week. Did you know that they actually wouldn't mind having someone of the calibre of Harley Reid on their team, Alex?
I mean, who wouldn't?
Bit early, isn't it? The dude's played 7 games, Caden Corn. Settle down.
Dodora's offered him $15 million over 8 years, so it's fine. Matt Rose is just sitting there going, dude, aren't I in charge of this list?
I love that. It's like, oh, geez, we wouldn't mind Harley Reid, says Essendon. Everyone's like, yeah, he's the number 1 pick. He just started playing, and he's really good.
Yeah.
What team doesn't want Harley Reid right now?
Apparently North Melbourne.
North Melbourne. There we go. We better beat Gold Coast. It's good for the list to get this win. Is it? Though?
Is Stats Guy still standing by that 3 weeks later?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there a team out there that wouldn't want Harley Reid?
It's ridiculous.
The Div 12 Ressies because we get graded up.
Yeah, probably.
If you're playing Div 11 Ressies.
Can't have that.
But will you have later starts if that happens though?
That'd be nice. The 9 a.m. starts can do one.
9 a.m. is brutal.
Yeah.
It's just, everything's still wet and it's just gross and
very
cold.
wet.
Oh, man. Libba, out for the Dogs. Is it because he got booted in the head?
Well, apparently he wasn't concussed after that first one early in the game. Then he was right after the second one. But the boot to the face is the one that did it.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. It's Libba. Like, do you think he can get concussed? It's like it's like Keith Richards. You can't be killed by conventional weapons at this point. Like that sort of
Yeah,
gear.
but Keith Richards is like the Monty Burns. Everything's up against the door, just
It's
waiting
the
to
door.
go through.
Everyone's trying to get in the door.
Yeah.
Libba's brain is like that as well, though. Just like all the hits.
You do feel bad for him,
Cops
though.
are from his dad. Here you go. Stats Boy sees him down at the Ascot Vale Hotel every Saturday night, knocking back pints and gear. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, though, the Dogs, just in general.
Well, Tom
Libba-
McCartan's the same. He missed 2 weeks last year when he originally had that first concussion, then got some headaches and missed 8.
Jesus.
And now he's got another concussion. And could be something in it that obviously his brother had plenty of issues, but he himself now, is it something that, with the family history, is there something in that?
Maybe.
Not
Checkers.
ideal.
Didn't you famously get copped in the head and have to whip on the helmet?
Helmet checkers.
Jesus.
Yes.
It's like a mythical creature.
So in the AFL, they do a concussion test. In the lower leagues, they just chuck you a helmet.
Just throwing
That'll be
another
fine. That's all you need.
That's gnarly. Were you actually concussed, you reckon?
Well, the head was spinning for a few days. But
I think you might have been concussed.
might have been the Saturday night antics that made the head spin for a few days.
Yeah, okay.
That checks out. And Lockie Schultz. I don't know. He was punch a dude in the back of the head. One
Chase
one-
after him and
yeah.
punch him in the head.
Yeah,
do that for-
speak on a podcast about Bevo 4 weeks, punch someone back in the head 1 week. That's a
Intention.
Yeah.
I think we yelled about this on the Sunday show, didn't we?
We did. We're like, dog act rule should be 4 weeks.
Yeah. Just the crap bloke vibes.
But also
Like
the
that.
Sam Draper thing. We're like, let's have football players show personality. We need personality and more access to them. One dude shows personality and then he gets yanked off the air.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I love the trash talk. Midweek winners, losers of the week. Rings. How do we feel about premiership rings? This is literally what hit overnight, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Where it's like, we're going to get rings. It's weird because it's a very US kind of vibe, right?
NRL do it.
You win a title, get a ring. Thing is, in the US, most of the teams are obviously like privately owned, so the owners tend to pay for that, which can be very expensive when you're like Robert Kraft and like the rings have got like 80 million, 70 diamonds, and away we go. But I don't know. What do you reckon?
Is it the Cricket World Cup, the Aussie side, they got rings, and I've seen a few of the players wear them during the week. If you got a premiership medal, you wear it for maybe 48 hours after the GF, and then it goes away in the collection. But would you wear a ring? Would you see Brody Mychek rocking his ring down Swan Street or Punt Road getting lunch on a Tuesday? Would it?
I think it's trivial. I mean,
Here's-
either or.
It's very
Doesn't really
expensive.
matter.
So my partner's family are in America at the moment. Well, they're in Canada at the moment. But here's
That's
this
not America.
Milwaukee Bucks ring.
Jeez.
So that she's just trying it on. I'll throw it to the camera so hopefully Gerald can see it. But it is.
Imagine if Stephen May had one of those when he went ham on milkshake.
Like,
He'd never be heard from again.
No.
Milkshake could be in a coma.
Those things are ridiculous. But no, premiership medals. Like, we don't need to Americanize everything.
Yeah, I reckon we can.
No.
I run NBA Australia. I want to Americanise everything.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I don't know if we need to.
Is it something for everyone on the list gets like a little ring or something, just to, going, hey, as a club we did this and, the players got the medal.
I agree with everybody on the list who played that year gets a medallion.
Yeah.
The Bob Murphy rule.
I saw a good one about the cost effectiveness of it. Is like, well,
Yeah.
medals are doing the job. Do we really need to spend that much extra cash on the rings?
And the AFL are paying for the medals, and let's be honest, assistant coaches probably deserve some more money before we start spending some money on premiership rings.
Yeah. Maybe put a little bit of it into junior footy.
Yeah, that's
Wind it back. Give them ribbons. In on ribbons.
Certificates.
bad.
Yeah.
I played for Collingwood last year.
Petition. It's literally
the
Macca's
Macca's
hamburger voucher.
Yeah, faster pasta player of the week. Yeah.
No, you used to get the Pizza Hut thing as well. Buffet, yes.
Go to Ballarat or you can eat buffet. Boom. Other news ticker. What else? That's it, I think. It was the midweek winner. The other loser of the week was Kane Corns going after Harley Reid for looking puffed and then getting dragged by everybody going, how did you go in your 7th game there?
He got 3
Kane?"
touches.
And it wasn't great.
Will
So-
Schofield sprayed.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
also
I
like,
did see that.
I don't know his training methods, but I'm going to bag him anyway. It's like,
like
what are you
it.
doing?
It was weird that you go, look, I don't know what his training methods are, but his training methods are very clearly bad. It's like, well, what are we doing here? It's his 7th game. It's the end of a game. He's cooked, mate. Either way, The fans this week, though, Alex, look, this is a bugbear of both Alex and mine. When you get the schedule and you've got 2 games going on basically at the same time, we've got a doubleheader this Friday night in the AFL. What are we doing?
I'm fine with the Saturday night one because that's been going on since, we've started playing Saturday night footy. That's okay. But having 2 Friday night games seems one of the dumbest ideas ever. And apparently it is because it's Mother's Day. That's why there's no Sunday night game.
It's fair. I can't watch the footy on Sunday because I got to go to lunch. I wish I could watch the Crows Brisbane game.
But Sunday night, like 7 o'clock, you have a game on. Mother's Day's over.
Yeah, would have thought so.
I'm going to stick to my point of take your mum to the footy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Sit down at the pub with your mum and watch the footy. This isn't rocket surgery.
Take her to a
Mums
nice
love
lunch at
footy
the pub.
too. Mums love footy. My mum loves footy. To be honest, she'd probably punch me in the eye if I went, we're going to the footy, mum. She'd be like, no, we're not, Jim. Bang! Jocelyn is just got a mean right hook, I'll tell you.
I think if we took our mum to the footy, next time I rang her saying, hey, I need some money for rent, she'd say, you took me to the footy.
Yeah.
Hang up.
We'd be cut off.
Yeah.
We'd be cut off.
Nice one. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs very quickly. All right, are we officially concerned about Carlton if they lose on Thursday? I'm actually just going to get to that in a second when we call, but yes.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I think the D's are back.
The D's are
Yeah,
back.
but we're concerned about Carlton, though.
Yeah,
this
but
is
I
Carlton
think-
long term.
I think D's are like the flag favourites at the moment. So I think if the Blues lose, it's like losing to a top 4 team.
Okay.
And
that might
they're
be-
injured a lot. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Who's a grang in the background?
Stats guy. Stats guy's trying to get airtime.
He's just like, please put me on the show, boys. Please put me on the show. What do you reckon, Checkers?
I think the forwards have got to gel still. We've seen Harry have a good week one week and Charlie have a good week the next, but we haven't seen them both really crack at it. And it's it's only, May?
Yeah.
Start of May.
Remember how they were in June?
Yeah, remember how they went back end of last year when they won all those games on the trot. So
I took the 5-year-old out of that King's Birthday Eve game when they were just absolutely los horrible, as the French and Spanish might combine to say. They looked horrible, and then they just went on a run. And you're like, all right, we're all good.
Well, yeah, it's when Gold Coast come to Melbourne, you just kick into gear, off you go. And you've got that in about a month.
What about the blowtorch? Is it on Kent Hinkley if Geelong win on Friday? I mean, this seems a bit rough. Yeah, nah.
I reckon, yeah. Like, they've shown at the start of the year that they look like they're a good team. And what have we been saying about Port all year when they play good teams?
Frauds.
They lose.
Tough one.
they're
no
hurt.
Connor.
They're very hurt.
They might be losing a ruck.
Dixon went off in training yesterday.
Yeah, and Sweet, they reckon is sick. And then obviously Soldo's out, so they could be playing short in the ruck. Geelong have pretty mobile ruckman as well.
Yeah.
So
Geelong might play 4 ruckman this week. Like, genuinely.
Mark Biclav's that other dude and McDonough or whatever his
and
name
then
is.
Aaliyah's coming off a concussion, so they usually play a bit average a week off a concussion. So
They're
I think
also
they're up against it.
They're in Geelong, and they're just swimming in money at the moment because they're like, oh, that scoreboard up.
Oh, how good's Taxpayer Park?
Taxpayer Park down there in Geelong is awesome.
Yeah.
5.1 mil for a scoreboard. Love
Yes.
that. Come
Yeah.
on. Just hold up some cards. we literally made one for pub cricket that took 25 minutes and just got the flip over things. It was
Or
awesome.
just Adelaide Oval's scoreboard. It works.
It does.
One of the best.
Is Nick Dacos the best player in the AFL? Who wrote this one?
I think Barb's asked for it yesterday.
Barb's is Barb. Is this Barb's is Barb?
I don't know.
All right. Is Nick Dacos the best player in the AFL?
Nah.
Srey?
Yeah, easily.
Jeez, all right.
I don't think it's a contest.
Oh.
Checkers?
Yeah, definitely. We had a big discussion the other day about if you were to invest in any player in the AFL, we all agreed we'd invest in Nick Dacos if it was like a stock market.
Okay.
Because he's only 21 and he's already the best in the AFL. It's only going to get better from here.
Did I miss that Patrick Cripps died? What happened? I'm pouring out for Cripper.
I mean, the 2024 Brownlow medalist hasn't been mentioned.
Harold Goulden?
Isaac Heaney. Same. I'll take either of them, to be honest.
Let's go, World
Yeah.
Goulden.
But yeah, so if you're going to offer someone a 15-year contract,
it's
you're
Dacos.
giving it to Nick Dacos or Harley Reid.
No, I think it's Dacos by
Yeah.
Flemington straight at
Nice.
the moment.
Good cut. I like that.
Are Essendon finals locks? Yeah, nah.
Nah, it's Essendon. They'll find a way to stuff this up somehow.
It's Jake Stringer's contract year, but
He's going to kick 80 goals in the last 8 weeks. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
it's good. They're going to be clawing for that last spot in the 8, I reckon.
it's tight. The top 7 feels like it's locked.
And it's Essendon that could get 8.
Yeah.
I mean, GWS knock them off next week, and then they play North Melbourne the following week. So you'd think they're going to, go 1-1 there at the very least.
Galaxy Brain, I love that they sort of just sucked like towards the end of last year because it just made their draw that much easier this year.
But they were like
Galaxy
fourth or
won.
fifth with 5 weeks to go.
Exactly. And they cooked it. They were like, we need to keep an eye out for 2024.
Yeah.
Just gave up on 23. Are they locks? I'm not going to say a lock. Nah.
No, I'm saying
chance.
no as
I'll
well.
go close.
Darcy Wilson's number 2 when it comes to rising Starfield so far this season.
You'll love this trait.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He'd almost be number 1 at the moment because Harley missed a week and Harley had a slow start. But everyone knows the potential that Harley's got. They're seeing it build each week. And everyone's sort of been like, well, we know Harley. We've seen his highlights from last year and we've seen what he's done in bits and pieces. But I think Darcy's been consistently good and winning St Kilda games and sort of helping their team structure a lot better.
Nice.
20-3 in your first year is unreal.
Yeah.
Your first 6-7 games.
Weapon.
I reckon he's a clear second.
I'll pay that.
Yeah.
Should North Melbourne regret hiring Clarko? I want to rephrase it. Who wrote that? You
What was
did,
it?
clearly.
No, it was Marcus.
Sure was.
Essendon fan Marcus.
Do North Melbourne regret hiring Clarko?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Nah, you can't. Who else are going to hire?
Yeah, I was about
who
to
else is
say,
out there?
regardless, they are a basket case no matter of who comes in. He also had that sabbatical in the middle of last year, and his list still sucks.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else who'd be doing a better job.
Yeah.
You mean Alistair Clarkfold?
Mix of Clarkson and Worsfold.
Just saying.
John
Just saying.
Worsfold.
Yeah, like when
Just
he
saying.
took the second job and he just tanked it.
It's the classic.
Yeah.
Alistair Clarkfold. I don't think they regret it just yet,
No.
but they will.
When they're 0-23.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Checkers?
Yeah, we got pumped by 93 points on the weekend. I'm coaching that team, but I blame the list. So if Clarko can blame the list at all costs, just say it's the list. We had Trey in our team. Like, how are we meant to win that?
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
George Wardlaw is not, apparently.
Yeah.
Tough scenes. Should more teams/list managers take the punt on ready-made players who are dominating VFL rather than hoping a kid in the draft can go on/lift?
Yes.
Big yes.
Yeah.
Biggest
There's
yes.
Is this a Lockie Sullivan question? It is.
Probably that, but also like Brisbane Lions are going to have 4 picks in the mid-season draft. So it's like, why don't you take a bunch of dudes from the VFL who are getting 30 every week and have a punt? Because you're giving them 18-month contracts. So what's the worst that can happen?
Well, it's the Mick Barlow effect, isn't it?
But he came in older but started at the start of the season. It's,
Yeah, I'm saying. It's just the overall.
There's Jack Hayes,
John
a
Hughes.
recent one who's quite old.
John Newcomb.
There's a dude at Essendon who was one, I think, as well.
Do you think this year's mid-season, though, they're going to take a lot of ex-AFL players because the list sizes and the draft sizes were so small the last few years with COVID? There's a lot of delisted blokes tearing up the state leagues. Trey Rusco, Jackson Haley. There's a lot just sniffing around for a mid-season pickup. We probably
Makes
won't
sense.
see a lot of those non-ex-AFL players get a gig.
I don't think the barometer will get a test because if he pisses in a cup, it might melt.
He's huge.
He's so big.
Nice. All right, let's do some big calls really quickly. The Blues. Pessimistic Jim. They play Melbourne on Thursday night, you see. And then they have Sydney in Sydney, Gold Coast down here, Port in Adelaide, where Carlton historically are Los Horrible again. Then they have the Bomb Rays and the Cats.
That's the King's birthday game, right?
It is.
Yeah.
There is I think by 14 round or something in there for
whatever.
Carlton. Still, that is a murderer's row for the next 6 weeks. 5-9. 5-9. Ultimately, 11-3. Big call. They either win all 6 or lose all 6. Simple as that. There is no in between. If we split it, we've failed this season. We're going to win all 6. Go the Blues. Thing is, I think the idea is, what do we talk about? There was a price on Carlton to miss the 8.
$3.75 for those who like a bet.
In the past, I have hedged against my happiness, where Carlton did miss out on the finals in that Collingwood loss in
2 years
2022.
ago, yeah.
Right? And that made...
Yeah, you bounced into work that Monday,
I
which
was so
was
happy.
weird.
Oh, I've never been happier with Carlton losing. It was incredible. Might do it again this year, just saying. But I don't know. That's the big call. They could be cooked. But that'll get us through to the exact same point as last year when Carlton looked cooked and then turned it around. So
Yep.
I don't know. Alex, what's your big call?
Speaking of cooked, Brisbane travel to Adelaide and get pumped by 10 goals. The Crows are up and about off the showdown win.
Like
They've had
this.
they've had the 9-day break, 10-day break coming into it. Jake Saligo in the midfield. Holy crap, what a move. Only if someone called that, round 2. But it's been fantastic. Their forwards could fire up. There's no run that's going to come from Brisbane this weekend. It's just like tag Dane Zorko, tag Lachie Neale, you win the game easily.
I like the sound of that.
They did have a combined 400 million Supercoach points.
Yes.
Zorko, Neale,
But that's what I mean.
Dunkley, right?
Chipping it around, having 24 touches at halftime, going, let's slow the game down so we don't get overrun. What was Dimmer doing in the coach's box?
counting his money.
Yeah, he was.
He's just like, I'm tan,
Drinking
got
milk.
money,
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out.
Bicep
Couple of
curls.
bicep curls.
I love it. Checkers, you got a big call. Any vibes?
I hate to sling it on Port, but they had that article come out a few weeks ago saying they had the easiest fixture coming up.
Oh.
And as soon as that article's dropped, injuries have just gone mayhem at Port. They lost their captain, they lost their ruckman, Dixon's walking off the track. It's going to be very hard, especially playing Geelong. That was the hardest fixture in that easy run.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could be a big loss.
Yeah.
Could set the tone for the next few weeks. They sort of, AFL might have put the knockers on them a bit by putting out that article on the fixture.
Well, it's easy just to put more pressure on Ken than it is probably someone in Victoria. Just like, oh, Ken Inkley, what's he doing?
It's always been a bit of a
Bemo's
pressure
just
test.
giving you a hello. Alex,
It's me.
hello.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm on your Bemo.
It has always been a bit of a pressure test at Port with Ken as well, because if he loses a few in the row, the supporters go really hard at him.
And
They've
very
also
sour.
lost 3 showdowns in a row too.
Yes, they have.
So if they can win one, lose one, win one, lose one, they can get through, keep their coach. But if they lose 3 or 4 on the trot, the media might eat Ken alive. So
Yeah.
So after the gather round game, so you guys are out the front of the Adelaide Oval. We were out there in the crowd as well. The Port fans were up and about, fired up, feeling amazing. And if you take that snapshot in time and just go, everything is awesome. It's like the
A
Lego
few
movie.
moments later.
And then it's like, a few weeks later. Bang! Just the bottom is falling out of it completely. It is brutal. Shrey, you got a big call?
I think Clayton Oliver returns the All-Australian form.
Let's go.
I think he's back.
Supercoach pick.
Yeah.
Bang!
Yeah,
He
he's
scored
in.
108 for fantasy on the weekend. I think he's back.
Bought him into Supercoach this week, straight out
Me
for
too.
Rosies.
Trade it as well.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
love
back.
that. Supercoach update. Let's do it right now. I'm bringing in Clayton Oliver, doing the double upgrade as well. Using one of I get paid in boosts to host the Supercoach show. So, no, I've only got 2 left. I'm going to burn one of them this week. I think, here you go. This is the either or. Nick Martin down back or, what is it, Dylan Moore up front for the Hawks.
Oh, Nick Martin.
Nick
easily.
Martin.
It's
Oh,
Martin. right?
Supercoach is different. I play AFL fantasy.
Yeah.
So I think it's like you do efficient.
Should we kick him off the show?
Yeah. You're in the news called building it.
So if you do more efficient in Supercoach, which I assume it is, probably Dylan Moore.
Ooh,
Because I think Nick Martin tends to sometimes kick waywardly.
he does.
But if
That's
it's
why I
over,
booted from my team.
30 metres, it counts as an effective kick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind.
I learnt that this year.
Yeah, never mind. Well, then Nick Martin, he just kicks along every time.
Yeah.
He does. I love Nick Martin now.
I was about to say I got rid of him after round 3. That was just, I just had to eat that. I bought him Tom Stewart.
You had to eat that. I literally said it on the official show,
Yeah.
and I looked like an idiot the entire time.
Yeah, that's why a lot of
that
people
Hayden Young. Thanks a lot, me. My stupid brain.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Clayton Oliver, double upgrade season for me. I'm laughing.
Most handsome man, Connor Rozee out in Clayton Oliver. Just straight swap this week. Not many trades.
You reckon
Me
the
too.
swap?
Yeah.
It's a side swap. Okay, don't you have a bit of bench cover for C. Rosie?
Yeah, I do, but I also just, he's had that couple of week hamstring, and we saw last year with Clary's hamstring, it's 1 to 2 weeks. 8 weeks later, he's still not
Yeah,
playing.
that's 1 to 2. I think it's more 3,
Yeah.
4.
So
I think it's just one.
I think it's just one.
They were all on him last week. He was going to not play. He looked completely fine until he hit the man in the mark. So it was the warm up looked great. He was kicking snaps from the pocket. The early first term was running around like nothing was wrong, and he sort of just went off as precaution. I think the game was already lost when he came off. So
Yeah. I've got him on the bench in draft. I'm keeping him in draft, so I don't want to give him up.
Of course you are. I just think the idea that it's only going to be 1 or 2 weeks because he's just so handsome. Like, he's just fine. Like, he's just built
We
different.
really should do the handsome 18 at one point.
We will do the handsome 18. That's a social standalone.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we'll smash that. Right, that was the Supercoach look in. The vice captain, chuck that on Gorn this week. He plays the Blues. Don't know who
Well
the
done.
question there is like whether or not they name Pitto and DeConing again. Because
if it's Pitto, it'd be interesting because Pitto's been pretty strong, pretty body strong.
Yeah.
body strong, but they've also lost basically all the games he plays in. It's brutal. I think he's like 1-5 in his last 6. Something shocking. Anyway,
So I've got the vice captain on Dawson for some reason. I don't know why. He's
I
on the
don't
last
think
game of the
you've
week. Actually, it's meant to be on Gorn and captain on Dawson. That's
good
what I'm meant to be doing. There we go.
I think if you're going to bring in Oliver and you don't have Gorn, you might as well just put it on Oliver.
Yeah.
nice. All right, there you go. Bit of Supercoach. But let's do it. Thursday night footy. Thursday night. No, the song just doesn't hit the same, does
No,
it?
not as Friday night footy.
I should actually just come up with a different Thursday night footy song.
If it was KFC doing the Friday night footy, which which fast food's doing a Thursday?
Rooster.
Red Rooster,
Yeah,
100%. Honestly, he's like, you stole my line.
Subway, I don't know.
We're not eating fresh on Thursday.
Think Fresh Thursday, not a chance. I'm thinking Tins. I'm thinking Red Rooster. Let's go. Jeez. Carlton, Melbourne, 7:30 p.m. at the MCG. Melbourne are the favourites. 3.5 points. Pretty close, obviously. The over-under is 164.5. That is, I think, probably wildly optimistic considering some of the games that these two teams have played, which have been gouge your eyes out bad over the years, to the point where I think, so Carlton have won the last two against the Demons. As I was saying before we walked into this studio, however, I think that's false because in my life, I'm pretty sure Carlton has never beaten Melbourne. I still remember working with my dad on a building site when I was 9, listening to them play a Saturday afternoon on the radio. Neil Hanna kicked 8 goals and they still lost. Like, what are we doing here? But we did famously beat them last year in the semi-final. So that was a 2-point game. The game before that was a 4-point game. I think 5 of the last 7 have been between 1 and 5 points.
3 of the last 4 have been less than a kick.
It's chaos. Absolutely chaos. So what happens with this one? What do you reckon?
A lot of this hinges on selection for me because if McGovern, Jack Martin come back in, I'm going to tip the Blues. If they don't, I'm with the Ds just because I think I said last year when Carlton got going, Jack Martin was the spark up forward. He just added that extra element because he can take a grab, but he can also get front and centre to Charlie and Harry and kick a few goals. And also just McGovern has some cover in the back half as well.
Yeah, they lost all the, like without Sard and McGovern in the back line, it's like Wiedering just going, please help.
Yeah.
Please help. And then they dropped Brody Kemp last week and it's just like, what are we doing? I'm here by
Marchbank
myself.
as well. He's probably playing.
Sure.
Which helps.
I don't know. This is a weird one because you got the defense of the Ds. You got Lever and May. You got Charlie and Harry. Martin's massive if he comes in.
It's like it's a great defensive line for the D's up again with that, but they've also got not the best forward line. So it's like this is going to be a scrap like we saw last week with Geelong.
Yeah. So what did I say the total was? Like 164.5.
I'm leaning to unders for sure.
I think if we look at that line, every single one of the last 5 games has gone way under that line.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's Thursday night football as well. I feel like these are always just a bit of a scrap between Carlton and Melbourne.
That's because they keep putting St Kilda on Thursday nights.
Oh, yeah, tough scene.
Sorry.
Just breaking hearts. I don't know. This is a brutal one for me. I hate it. Bring back Brody Kemp, I say. He got 1 million touches in the VFL this week. If Carlton do get McGovern and Jack Martin in, I feel like we're a chance. I don't know if they both come back yet. I'm going to go Melbourne by 10.
So I'm the D's by 2 goals, but if Martin, Marchbank and McGovern are in, I think they'll win. But still a close game regardless.
Nice.
Just that little bit of a spark up forward.
Sure.
You really need it.
Checkers?
I'm interested to see the Jordan Boyd matchup and whether it's Cozzy or whether it's Fritsch.
Ooh.
And that'll break the game, I reckon, depending how they play the 2 smalls because they've got the really good lockdown defender, but those smalls are going to be
I'd rather
dangerous.
stop Fritsch than Cozzy because Cozzy will kick the 2 goals, but Fritsch is the type of bloke that can kick 6.
Yeah.
Boyd also has like one of the best kicks in the comp coming out of the back line. Yeah. And it's like, just give him the ball more.
And neither of them actually work hard in defence either, Cozzy and Fritsch. Like in and around the contest, Cozzy's dangerous because he's quick, but if you're actually pushing up and down the ground, he won't chase you.
Also, Jordan Boyd kicking for goal is like a hilarious thing. Where it's like he's amazing out of the back line. Put him in front of the sticks. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mate, I had to watch Brody Grundy have a shot for goal the last 2 weeks. He's like, what am I doing? I'm a giraffe.
Yeah, his hair's tied too back.
bless him.
Tied too tight, too back.
Yeah.
Shrey, who are you taking this one?
D's by 15. I think track kicks 3 or 4. It's off the leash.
Checks out.
Good for SuperCoach.
Yeah, that's not bad. How's his cooking going lately?
My missus follows him and keeps sending me recipes for me to cook. I'm
Yes,
like, no.
I'm sure that's why she follows him.
Yeah. Not that he's wildly handsome, much more handsome than me.
Substantially more.
Yeah.
Righto. So is that all of us going the D's or Checkers? Just
I'll go Carlton.
All right.
I think Boyd will shut down Fridge, and then it makes it hard because Wiedering is just going to shut down their keys.
nice. I reckon if we get McGovern and Martin, Carlton can win that. If they don't, I think we lose.
That's a tough night for Van Royen up against Wiedering.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
All right, should we do top 5 cult heroes?
Yeah.
What do you
You
reckon?
can do that. Well, you're just going to name Carlton, dude. Sticks
I am.
Kernahan.
How was Sticks a cult hero? He was the captain.
Yeah.
Cult hero is something very different, I think, Alex.
Oh, I've got a list.
Cult hero, we've got a massive list.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Digby Morell is on there.
Yeah, right.
Digby
That's the one
Morell
I
out
thought
of
of.
nowhere. But it's like the likes of Bruce Dool in
Yeah.
your Carlton cult heroes of all time because he had the headband, he had the bald head. It was amazing. Played 1 million games, won a bunch of flags. But, see, the way I look at it for a cult hero, you go Glenn Manton for Carlton. Why is he a cult hero? Because everyone somehow knew that he had his schlong pierced. We don't know why. It was just, we all knew.
What's that called? What's the name of that piercing?
Prince Albert.
Yeah, Prince Albert.
Nailed it. Why do I have that in my brain? It's weird. Anyway.
It's a weird late night Google search.
He's from Ballarat.
What has that got to do with
It's a Prince Albert. What's wrong with a wogger? It's great.
if he was into meth, then you go, right, Ballarat, I get it, we get it. But other ones. Obviously, Fev is a cult hero where he's just an absolute lunatic.
Yeah.
And you either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
Jason Ackermanis is a cult hero. So you can love the guy, you can hate the guy. For me, top 5 Carlton cult heroes, you have Mil Hannah, the bald head, amazing dude. Ends up like running a restaurant in Fitzroy, legendary gear. He's awesome. Apparently kicked 8 goals against Melbourne when I was a kid. Tommy Elvin, those flowing locks, that dude ruled to the point where I've named a SuperCoach team after him. Dean Rice is another random one. Former St Kilda player, ends up going to the Blues. But the classic one is the combination 3 Carlton cult heroes: Val Perovic, Ange Christou, and Adam Sard.
Ange Christou has
Why
to
is
go
that?
there.
Woof. Every time they kick it. Val Perovic came over from St Kilda, thought they were taking the piss every time he kicked it by going woof, and he got worried. He's like, why are they all going weird at me? It's like, no. They just think you kick it really awesomely. And then Ange Christou did the same thing in the 90s. Adam Sard now. I absolutely love that. There's some cult heroes. Who you got, Alex? Name some names.
Derek Kickett. Essendon Swans.
Sure.
Just because I remember as a 5-year-old him belting a torp from like 75 metres out in the wet. Just like, sure. Absolutely awesome. Relton Roberts.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Lewis Roberts Thompson, that's a Swans fan cult hero.
No, that's fair.
Probably should have won a Norm Smith medal in one of the grand finals. Clive Waterhouse, surely everyone's got him on board. And one from way back when, Rod the Tilt Carter. Fullback for the Swans. Basically, all my mum and dad did when I was growing up was talk about Rod the Tilt Carter as one of the best fullbacks ever for the Swans. And they just loved him. And everyone was like, oh, the Tilt, he was so good, man. I'm just like, sure. So he gets a run.
Man,
I think
conversations with your parents must have been scintillating.
And I think he snapped a goalpost in half one day.
The Lee Matthews.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Or he bent one of the two. Yeah.
Bending one is a little bit different to snapping one.
Still bending one's a good effort.
Checkers, Srey, you got some cult heroes you want to throw out there?
Paul Seedsman.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a Crows fan, so he always sticks out. Jaden Hunt as well. Anybody who wears sleeves, I reckon. And if,
Not Slevo.
Steve
Jaden
Sylvain.
Stevenson.
No,
He's not a cult hero.
I got Eli Templeton, played for St Kilda.
Yeah, that's huge.
Probably didn't play a lot of games, but every St Kilda fan seems to remember him.
Nice.
Quinton Lynch has got to be one with the glove. He just
I don't know if that's cult hero status. If you had a glove and you throw it off. Jay King, that's a cult hero.
push-up.
The push-up
Push up,
kid.
yeah,
right?
good, true.
Yeah.
It's not bad. What else? Stewie Dew, because he was built like a tank.
Tony
Love that.
Modra.
Mods,
Tony Plugger Lockett was too good.
He was way
to be
too
a cult
good.
hero.
He was my hero.
Do you remember Justin Sherman?
Yes.
Perform-
Because you got the nickname the Shermanator.
Josh Bootsma. There we go. Boom. I love Josh Bootsma. Dipper is like this cult, ideal sort of like cult hero, but was also very, very good. Won a Brownlow.
Was Dipper's cult hero-ness actually added by doing the boundary right? And I just went down to the boundary line. He's going to be coming off, and you just could not
Back to you,
understand.
Sandy.
You couldn't understand a word he said. You're like, that's awesome.
I don't know. Sandy Roberts feels like a cult hero to me.
Yeah, that's
too.
fair. I love Sandy Roberts.
Drew Morfitt.
The Bulldogs doctor.
Oh, the dude with the hair.
true.
Not the Essendon doctor.
No.
Well, a cult hero for some. I don't know. Carlton fans.
What was it?
maybe
Pickett that had all the hair for Hawthorn? Pickett?
Peckett.
Peckett.
Peckett had the sideburns.
Yeah.
Love that. Justin Peckett. Wandering around in the bright yellow St Kilda duds. Yes. They played in the yellow sometimes.
That's right. Yeah, he had the
2000s.
sideburns. Yep.
And the
And
burns.
Neil Craig.
Neil Craig.
Just because he used to make them all ride bikes to avoid knee injuries, and they all did a heap of knee injuries after it.
Was it Neil Craig that would run training in a full training kit with
Yeah.
their boots and and training?
And he was in his
old-
50s.
That's EPL manager style. I love it.
Yeah, no, I like that.
But the greatest cult hero of all time is probably the G Train, right?
Yeah.
True.
Spider Everett. Is it just St Kilda just it keeps collecting cult heroes?
Ozzy Jones was a cult hero.
They never win a flag, but
Yeah.
they have like all these random cult heroes.
Ozzy Jones was one. Like growing up, everyone loved Ozzy Jones because I think it was the name. His name was Ozzy.
Yeah. And he used to take running bounces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of running bounces.
Any other names? Tony Modra was also pretty bloody good.
Yeah.
David Rees-Jones feels like a bit of a cult hero. Won a Norm Smith medal. Also belted a lot of dudes.
Mark McGough for the one game
Not bad.
on debut wins the Anzac Day medal. Did he end up at St Kilda too?
This is weird. I think we've discovered something here. Maybe that's why St Kilda are always bad.
Cold heroes.
All right, mascots you could beat in a fight, Alex. We've sort of done this. I think we pitched this one out last year as to what mascots our very own beloved stats guy could actually beat in a fight. We got down to, I believe, 1?
Yeah, 1.
It was 1.
It was the sun because you could just go inside.
Yes, he could stand in the shade.
Yeah.
And has defeated the sun.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it was everything else I think
He couldn't beat the Blues because he's naturally depressed going for Chelsea in North Melbourne.
It's hard.
Can't beat a demon because, well, obviously, starts going.
Well, you got your own demons as well.
Exactly.
You got to battle them.
Can't beat a cat, so I'll just scratch his eyes out.
Yep.
Power, electricity, can't win that.
Well, you can find a switch.
Yeah, but a docker and
Docker just delete him.
Yeah, a swan, it just peck you.
Swans bite, dude.
Yeah.
They suck. I hate swans.
Yeah.
Again, this is a Ballarat thing. They have a lot of swans on Lake Wendouree. They are the worst animals. It's like, I'm 5. And it's like, look at you, swan. He's like, oh, I'm going to pick your eye out. I'm going to break your arm. Those swans suck.
That's like, don't mess with a goose.
Yeah, you can't punch geese or swans in the face, apparently. It's bad form, whatever. Anyway, you can't beat roos. They suck. I'll take you right down.
Can't beat the Saints because they're just too heavenly.
No, I'll take out the Saints. I think beat the Saint because what are they going to do? They're saintly. They don't want to cast him. Like, they don't want to have any sin
but they
on
might
their record.
smite you for doing something bad. Like, I drank a beer at in the Vatican, so I might just be dead because of that.
God's pretty powerful.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, just I think he's
just
pretty
smite, bang.
pretty good at what he does. So
Not bad.
Magpie and an eagle will just peck your eyes out. Same with a hawk.
Yeah.
A tiger would eat you.
I just don't want to mess with any birds.
Yeah. And a bulldog's got that hard head.
Yeah. But they can latch on and won't let go, so I don't want any bar of that. Like, if we had like what have we got?
We got the Tassie Devils coming in. Could you beat a Tassie Devil?
don't they have like
It's like a free docker, isn't it? After like the people that worked in the boat, so it'd be a fair fist fight. It'd be
probably
They'd have that old school farm strength, but boat strength.
like
and
you'd back the docker in, but there'd be a slim chance that it's going to be a fair fight.
You could outgas him. Like his tank would not be there.
I know, you'd have like 8 tins in him. It's all over.
Yeah.
We had the discussion this morning actually. Srey brought up that he'd been watching WWE reels.
Yes.
Nice.
And he goes, I want to get into wrestling.
I can get on board with this.
And then on the weekend, I went to the MCG and I saw Catman from the Geelong cheer squad
yeah.
who dresses up
He's got
in
the big
some
boots.
fancy gear. And I was like, well, Srey, first fight. You
Catman.
versus Catman.
I wanted to do it for a video. I think it'd be funny if we go down and like I'm sure there's like lots of local wrestling in like Melbourne.
Oh, no, there's
we
plenty.
go there and just like try it out. I think it'd be hilarious.
Thornbury Theatre.
But then Catman's like
MCW.
6'6" and has long claws
Yeah.
and heels. So
man.
And then I just said I'd hit him with a steel chair. And I think
Yeah.
I'd win.
I like this a
Playing
lot.
straight rules.
So in a no disqualification match, you can bring a weapon.
Yeah.
There is no rules on what weapon you can bring.
I also like that we're like working in hypotheticals and Shrey's like, I'm actually going to do it.
I actually know the dude who owns MCW. You can go take a bump.
Perfect.
I'm sure they have it like somewhere in like Preston Market on like a Friday night or something out in the car park. or
Thornbury
something.
Theatre like once a month.
Nice.
MCW.
There you go. Tee it up.
AFL, cheer squad, WWE wrestling.
Nice.
Yeah, Royal Rumble. They all come out different times.
Oh, don't get us started on our Brownlow Medal Royal Rumble. So we had like Peter Dacos was just going to start punching Hawthorn blokes because they cost Nick the Brownlow Medal, and then Bevo's just going to come in and start swinging anyway because he's an angry
And
man.
then Drapes rocks up like the Undertaker.
Springs up.
With the long hair. Yeah. Nick Watson's Rey Mysterio.
Who's the bald Stone Cold Steve Austin? It's not Nick Hind.
Camden McIntosh.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, Nick Hind. Oh.
It would have been Nathan Jones. But
Yeah, it would have been Nathan Jones.
Yeah, I think so. Go like the mascots you can fight. I did like I'm like, what can I like punt? Like it's just like
A cat. You could punt a cat.
You can punt a cat. I don't want to punt a cat. I want to be very, very clear.
Yeah.
I'm not going to punt.
This is how you get 4 weeks off a podcast.
We never heard from Jim again.
This is the one thing that finally got you cancelled.
Yeah, like bombers as well. I don't think you can beat a bomber.
That's a plane.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
You can beat a
But
plane.
if it's got you targeted, it's like you're cooked, mate.
Yeah,
like
that's
simple
right.
as that. Power, find a switch.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, you're not going to beat
Don't have
electricity.
wet hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay grounded. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Or is that the opposite? I don't know.
yeah, just-
not an electrician, turns
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I think Saint is about where I landed, and very few other ones.
Yeah,
I've beaten the Blues a couple of times. You know.
Yeah, no, I've
mental health is a real problem.
I've got through a lot of demons, mental demons, but not a Melbourne one.
Yeah, that haircut shows a lot of demons.
Righto.
Anyway, there you go. Anything else you want to hit on there from the mascots?
The Blues' actual mascot looks pretty muscly. Like the guy, he looks big.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, but if you came off the chairs, crossbody style, you
Yeah,
take him
true.
down?
But have you been to a Blues game? He does like flips and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
might be
he's too
able to,
athletic for
yeah.
me.
we were actually on the plane with the Blues lady.
Yeah.
And she looks jacked as well.
She
but that,
beat up
again,
Stats Guy.
Might be just the
It's
suit.
Rhea Ripley underneath there.
Yeah.
That's why
I
she's
wouldn't
gonna
fight
gear
Rhea
up.
Ripley.
No,
She,
not
yeah,
fight Rhea
no
Ripley.
way. No, I'm tapping out on that one.
But look, to be honest, if Blues lady wants to choke me out, I mean, it's just I'm
Same with
for it.
Rhea Ripley. Like, yeah, do it.
Just saying.
Oh my.
All right. There we go. Is that it? Is that the Midweek Madness show?
Yeah.
All right. I got a bit mad there. That was good.
was great.
Righto. That'll do it for AFL Today for today. We'll be back with AFL Today tomorrow because that's what we do. Thank you to Alex for jumping on for his you usually do the Wednesday shows.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Checks out. And thank you, of course, to our very special guest from Marmalade. We've got Checkers over there and Srey. Thank you,
Thanks for
gentlemen.
having us.
See you at the WWE AFL Cheer Squad soon.
I love
Yes.
this idea. We're going to get this happening.
Yeah.
Let's workshop
Let's do
this.
it.
Yeah.
Remember to smash across all the socials for AFL Today. You can see us doing loads of stuff. Check them out. They're actually the social stars. Who do,
Marmalade
all the
_Oz.
stuff.
That's us.
TikTok, IG, all the good stuff. Go
On
check it
YouTube
out.
as well.
Yeah.
Bang. Subscribe, star, and like all of our shows, of course, as well. AFL Today, Cricket Today podcast, Football Today podcast, NBA Australia, NFL Australia, and the one with the GGs. All tickets. It's
Yep.
got him on it.
Doing tomorrow, Group 1 racing in Adelaide this weekend. So ramping up towards that and the Brisbane Carnival.
Okay. I understood
Jim.
3 of those words. It's all good. Get around them like, I don't know, what did I say the other day? John Platten getting a perm in 1986. There you go.
How is he not in the cult hero status?
Yeah.
Again,
True.
won a Brownlow.
Played at my junior club.
Really?
Yeah.
His junior club was the club that lost by 500
points.
points
Oh,
on the
yeah.
weekend.
I saw that. The best player that you played footy with growing up, who was yours?
That's a really good question. No one.
Yeah.
No, actually, Brad Sewell. There you go.
Dane Rampy.
Nice.
They remember he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Played
I
juniors with him.
didn't play any footy with anybody, but I played against Jackson Haley in school footy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GWS was a zone from where I did high school in, so there's like 8 dudes in the AFL now that I played with or against.
These bloody academies, I'll tell you. Anyway, that's it. We'll catch you later this week for more AFL Today. Until then, look after yourselves and remember, footy's back. If you like this show, make sure you check out all the other shows on the Sports Today network, from the AFL Today Show to the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, as well as NBA Australia and NFL Australia. With Sports Today, your sporting needs have never been easier to cover.